like I said, nothing else to do. I'm gonna keep going, because fuck it, no one's ever gonna hear this shit anyway. Or give a fuck if they do, but mind you, here I was, like I said, them hobbies, they stick with you forever, whether you suck at them or not. Like, another thing that he taught me video games and drawing games, and on the computer, like Doom, and like, I don't know, just like video games and shit. And I feel I'm not a good artist, but he showed me definitely like computers, which, helped. I remember we had this Land Before Time fucking drawing game, like coloring book game. Is pretty fun, but I don't know. But yeah, the fucking apartment complex was called Martin's Landing. You could look it up if you wanted, but it's still there, I think. So it was full of blacks and Hispanics. Not like I'm racist, I'm just stating a fact. It's not now. Now it's a gated fucking community, but full of white people that golf. But it was full of blacks and Hispanics. It's weird, because like I feel that shit kind of now, but this is when I started playing, like, contact sports more, like, and I was really good at this shit. Like, we play football all the fucking time, that or swimming, because the place had a pool too. But man, I was little as shit, and I was pretty good at football, and it was all street too, with some older boys, and I got hurt a few times, but nothing ever too bad. I never broke shit, because I always fucking, like, made the touchdowns. Like, my small ass could fucking run through all these clowns, but I was just fucking quick. I was just a quick person back then, but I'm still pretty quick. I don't know. I like to run a lot, but it doesn't make a fucking difference if all you do is fucking obliterate yourself with beer and fucking cigarettes, which for the most fucking 20s, that's all I've done, because I've been a fucking homeless man with nothing, even though I work every day. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I wasn't scared anymore of these guys, but back to the pervy shit. Like, one of them tried flirting with my sister one time, and the Hispanic guy's like 16 and my sister's like 10, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? You need to get the fuck out. And he's trying to like be tough and push me, but she got away, and I'm like, nigga, what the fuck, bro? Like, I could beat his ass then. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck right now, but like, I could beat his ass then. But anyway, it wouldn't matter. All that shit don't matter. No one cares. But we'd all play this game called Manhunt. This one's funny. We'd all play this game called Manhunt, and it's like a group of one person, basically. I'm pretty sure probably even know what Manhunt is. Like, if you've played the game or know anything about it or watched the shows. But basically, you got to find the other people around this crazy huge park. And I don't know what it was meant for, like, oldie people, but we were all bored. And I remember, too, that we'd all sneak into the YMCA, and this YMCA wasn't like Ohio's shitty YMCAs. Like, it had everything, and it wasn't cramped. But, I guess I'll mention the part where we decided to go and live with my dad back in Ohio, because, like, my mom was being super slut, as usual, finding a new man, and this guy was a total loser, broke as fuck, drank, was a dick, and treated my mom like shit, and I hated it. So I asked her if I could leave, and she guilted me, and I still kind of regret it too, because it made me feel shitty, and I regret it now, seeing how the world is. I could have been making better money working at McDonald's than the money I do now for busting my ass off for these wannabe tyrants. Anyway, always remember this. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Oh, you're gonna leave your mommy." And I remember that, and I was like, it was getting to me, because I never left my mom's side no matter what. And it's funny, because none of my family has. My dad's fucking 50-something, and we all live together with my grandma, like 5 or 6 of us. But that got me, and I felt sad when she said that, and it made me feel like, oh boy, that's where I miss my mommy vibes started pouring in. Me and my sister moved in with my dad. He's a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake off the bat. This guy bribed the fuck out of us with empty promises. I swear, he's like, I love you guys, I'll be happy here, I'll get a home, and blah blah blah, whatever you want. Always acted like he wanted us, but I swear to God, he doesn't fucking want us now. It gets fucking horrible. Like, I kind of instantly regretted it, because I always knew he was abusive, but not to the degree I've seen. And this guy called it discipline. These boomers are always like, well, my dad showed you how to be a man, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so did mine, when him and my mom couldn't work it out. And the funny thing is, like, he claims to be a Christian, but God doesn't believe in divorce, so it's contradictory. But his whole life is that I swear I was 10 going on 3rd grade when I moved back with my dad and came to realize this poor man is a fucking bum, you know. He spent all that time and money trying to win custody over me and my sister, but then to just have me be like 10, alright, here I come, kind of ruined it for me. But so he's lying, claiming again that he's happy to see us. Instantly start wishing I never did, because I start remembering the reasons why my mom left him in the first place, because she might be a leech, but this guy is abusive as all get out. And I remember I think it's chill at first, right? School starting, and we're staying with auntie and auntie to uncle, and have a massive family, but he didn't have a home, so that's how it was. And instantly, you know, he acts like a fucking tyrant. Just every little thing we do wrong just chops us down about it. And me and my sister really noticed it at first, and then we got a house, and this is where the real nightmare began. Alright, like I'm 11 now, I think we're done staying at cousins' houses, but my bro's sister's like 12, begs my dad for a dog. That was a fucking mistake. She begged him for a puppy. That was the fucking last thing we needed in starting school. You know, how are we going to take care of a dog? But she's like 6th or 7th grade, I think. And he finally submits and gets this dog, a Yorkie, right? Wonderful dog. But as it grows up real quick and nobody wants to take care of him, so while he's at school, the dog shits at home in the basement. Nobody wants to clean it. And we just wait for my dad to get off from fucking working. And then he had to clean it. And he fucking hated that. And like, we didn't even give a shit, I don't think. But I regret that we didn't give a shit about that. That was pretty fucking cruel, you know. This dude's a fucking plumber and then plays in shit all day and then comes home and sees more shit from a fucking dog. But that poor animal. Anyway, oh man, it's bad. But then I also get one too, which was, you know, even worse fucking idea. You know, it was a half-breed eagle, but no doubt is double shit and piss every day after work. And I know it sounds cruel about this guy, but it is kind of cruel. But he works in human shit and piss for a living, so I guess in my mind I try to say that it wasn't that bad. But yeah, right, okay, anyway. That was like pretty cruel on our part. Anyhow, you know, nowhere to go is a bad idea. I'm trapped inside all day in this small ass shitty house, and then school's getting harder. So I'm getting screamed at and thrown across walls for not being able to know my shit on the schooling shit. And my sister, she's in middle school hitting puberty, and she is now wearing globs of makeup, and like my other sister, but it's different because my dad's telling her, you ain't going in public looking like a raccoon. She's like, 10-year-old me would laugh at this shit, but inside I knew she was in a dark and lonely place. That makes me feel like shit, because I always had her back with the pervs and shit and the bullies, but now I can't do shit because it's my dad, and this guy will like straight up fuck up anyone at the time. But he was straight up fuck up anyone now. But anyway, shit got so weird, and I was in a dark place too. Like, eventually she was in high school, and like they fought every single day. And that point, and I'm like, oh my god, like actually fight, like fist fight, and like it got pretty violent. But one time she had a black eye, and I don't know how it happened, but nobody even cared. And like that, and the police don't do shit, not really. They never do, and they never will. And I'll always be a firm believer in that, because like I just look at my grandpa, and he was a crooked cop that had another family besides my mother's, and had a son. And the funny thing is, my mom and her brother almost dated in high school. Like they almost went out. That's how much, like, that's how small this fucking planet is and disgusting. Like, everyone's just like fucking their own brother and sister and shit. It's fucking sickening. But you know, I'm glad that never happened, because that would have been extremely awkward. And they didn't know they didn't know they were related, and how awkward. Plus, this guy, he was confiscated drugs at a festival, and then he tried to resell them for his own, but got busted for it, being a piece of shit like every one of them is. And I know if I was one, I wasn't, but I tried above and beyond fucking beta cuck police, man. I went for the fucking Marines. It is true, I went to be after my life of torture, but more than that later. I mean, okay, so like I'm finally being a freshman, right? And my sister had been all over the fucking place partying and sneaking out to parties and shit. And she's 16, and then she tries to fucking invite me on that shit. She's smoking weed, and they got me doing the same shit, partying, smoking weed and fake weed, and that shit would have sent me fucked up. But her boyfriend is so fucked up, like, yeah, she's dating this guy. She's 16 and this guy is like fucking 20 something. And then he gets her pregnant. I'm like, holy shit. So the next 2 years, you know, in high school with her, people calling her Juno and shit because she's pregnant and she finally has a child. And I'm just in high school. Then the next year, my sophomore year, she's homeschooled now. So you just know how hillbilly it is, but taking care of a baby. And I would be like, a lot of the time too, babysitting shit. My little niece, like, it's kind of embarrassing because, like, it was just like Juno in a sense, but the guy was like a fucking adult. But anyway, which is fucking even more pervy. Like, I obviously didn't help her from the pervs because she fucking had a baby with a fucking grown man at like 16, but fucking some shit anyway. Some crazy shit, but it's so bad because, like, I'm doing drugs now, and this is when I'm in high school. I'm like 16 now. I gauged my ears because my friend's sister, who I thought was into me, she wasn't, and I don't know. It was just a stupid time. Like, I wasn't happy by this point. You can check my Insta. I'm defeated as a person, but I'm not even 18 yet, but whatever, you know. I finally get a car. I'm 16, thinking about jobs and shit, like trying to apply at fucking, be a lifeguard and shit. Like, it was one summer I realized, because, like, you're only 16, right? I was like, I could get a summer job or something, like, before school starts. But people even had jobs in school. Like, they even worked at McDonald's at school, which I could see that being, like, a successful thing. I never even landed one. But anyway, the lifeguard job, I was going to do those courses, seeing how it was the summer. But here's what happened. Coming into my junior year, I got in a car wreck. And the funny thing, recording this right now, I'm, like, fucking 5 feet past it from where it happened. Working on this dude's house right now, but I think that's ironic because I never knew I'd be back here working on this guy's house, and I'm like fucking 10 feet away from it, or like 100 feet away from it. I don't know. It's kind of ironic, but I'm losing track of the dialogue here. I got in a huge car wreck, and I flipped my vehicle, and I flipped it, and I landed in a ditch completely sober, and I wasn't even on drugs, and I fucking kick flip fucking Dale Earnhardt fucking flipped the fucking ride into a fucking ditch, and nothing happened. Like, we were both fine, like, definitely in shock, but not injured at all. It was crazy. But my best friend was with me too, and good thing we had seatbelts on because we didn't get a scratch. Craziest shit ever. I felt sore for a day after the shock, but that was, mind you, I was going like a little too fast over the speed limit over a corner, bro. Lost control, and it was a Pontiac V6. It was a nice car. Turning it always made me feel iffy, though. Well, it did also shut off a lot. It really wasn't a nice car. I take that back, but whatever. I never had a nice car, especially nowadays, looking at what nice cars are. I'm like, holy shit, you know, I didn't have nothing nice ever. Like, the shit I'm in right now isn't even ours, and it's not nice either. It fucking, like, it had a thing called the death rattle. This truck, it would have a fucking thing called the death rattle, and it would fucking shake, like, violently if you, got up to speed or some shit. It's fucking awful, but we fixed that. We fixed a lot of things, but I don't know, it's just fucking gay. But anyway, it was a nice car. No, I take that back. No, it wasn't. But, and the thing is, I just started junior year, and I felt like, damn it, can't pull up in the car like all the other kids. But I mean, Grim Reap could have got me right then, you know, spared me and my best friend's life. He's always on my ass, bro. The fucking Grim Reaper is always there, bro. I'm not even lying, but basically, it was just that and partying my ass off and every chance I could. And that shit was gross because, like, I remember how it fucking made my stomach feel all the time. I'm like, I don't even like doing this. And, like, fucking no one even likes me anyway. I, like, you know, I don't know. I'm not cool doing this shit, but, and it's funny because, like, you know, kind of cool now, I guess. Like, and because you don't like doing that shit. But I don't know, like, where am I with this shit? Chance I get, nobody's home, everybody's miserable. My dad and sister are always fighting, even with a baby around. Just made it worse, not better. We got rid of them dogs, or actually one of them died. I don't know what happened to the other one, but we got rid of her too. Well, we got rid of both of them. Then I know one of them died. I don't know what happened to the beagle, but I know that the Yorkie died anyway. It's so bad. And I had enough of this shit where I said, got worse, not better, and I had enough of this shit too. I'm like, you never were tough and an abusive asshole. I let him know that all the time, and then he's just fucks off, but here's something tragic too. The neighbors where I'm at now, at my grandma's house, lost their daughter too in a tragic car accident too at like 16, bro, and her little gravestone with her face on is like 300 feet away from where I'm typing this shit right now. Wait, yeah, to where I was typing that shit. Like, funny how I'm moving around, but anyway, you know, I feel like that was a domino effect too. Like, I don't know why, but like, spiritually, I feel that shit, you know, especially when it happened. Like, I remember hearing about that in school, about how she died, and I'm like, God, that was right after mine, bro. It just feels weird. It feels like a domino effect, and they live like right next to us now. It's just fucking strange that, but anyway, as I'm reading this shit, I swear to God, and I even wrote a poem about her. It was funny because I think about that girl all the time, but she was pretty, and she was friends with the girl that I thought liked me too, but I think all of them liked me. I don't know. I was like, I ain't gonna say I was Chad, but I definitely felt more comfortable around girls than I did guys, because they all acted fucking dumb as fuck. Like, I don't know. There's just definitely something there too, but anyway, where am I with this shit? Yeah, she slammed into a tree, bro, and she was going to a dancing recite, and I guess, and it was like, bro, I can't peep out my window and see where she's forever rested at. And it's brutal, you know. She fought for her life for 6 days, then died on the 7th, I guess. And at school, I think about that shit, and you'd feel like, you know, it was domino effect, like I just said, and you'd stare out the window, and it'd remind myself how much I hate fucking this place, and like, I fucking can't stand it. But I think I've already mentioned that in a previous video that I accidentally deleted. But anyway, you notice these things fly next to you, the birds, and they just be chilling in front of you, and then like they just kind of pop up and appear somehow. It's like some Dr. Sleep shit. I fucking hate birds. But anyways, that shit broke my heart, like it always does, and I keep thinking of that, and how stupid shit like that happens. And like, was so many few girls in school, and that they were all little heartbreakers, and I didn't even date any of them in high school, and I was kind of like emo Chad, but I didn't notice, and I was hypnotized and absolutely infatuated with the one girl that had the same birthday as me, but was a year younger, even though that girl who died. It'd be kind of funny though, because I think she's gay now. Like, I don't know. What am I reading, bro? You said, like, this is funny. They came on the intercom one day because we had the same birthday, and they'd say happy birthday to whoever it was. And when it was ours, like the three of us had the same birthday. It was me, Jacob, and her. And one time they singled me and her out again, and I'm like, bro, I'm in homeroom, and my face like just turns beet red, and I'm like, I put my head down real quick. I'm like, why the fuck them little shits have to do that? But God, man, she was so undeniably beautiful. Man, half the time I seen her and I thought I was dreaming, because I mean, like, I must have fantasized this my whole life. The most beautiful girl I've seen with the same birthday as me, fucking Pisces, March 15th, you know, the irony in that, I don't know, but maybe I'm just thinking shit, you know. But she was mega flirty, and she'd stare at me and then hold other guys' hands. Yeah, my best friend too, she would hold his hand, they walk off, I'm like, damn. And then she would be staring at me, but I think she's gay now, so none of that shit even makes sense. Oh, man. But then she'd be kissing my other best friend, because I know them two liked each other a lot, because he played football. That's all it was, I think. Or maybe it was something else, I don't know, but he played football, and she was a cheerleader, so you could tell how that went. But every girl in there, bro, is so funny, because he's fucking in prison now for some dumb shit. But, you know, I remember her, she'd stare at me and smile, but when I tried to say something to her, she'd always shy away. I don't know. it was definitely a dream, but I definitely got played a lot in life, and the dating space definitely got played a lot in the dating space. I mean, that's basically all my fucking profile is, bro. Like, just being played and fucking, you know, programmed and, like, you know, played basically. But I had girls, but it's always been teasing me and never anything serious about anything. But it's so weird because after high school, that prison, I started my other prison working with my dad, and boy, that shit is just a nightmare like it is right now. They immediately expect me to know what the fuck is going on in construction, bro. I think I started off digging basements and this shit, and I was immediately lame as fuck. Like, and now instead of getting bullied at home and in private, my dad and his mob of low-life cons, they take it out on me in public and bully me in front of civilization, and boy, it did its toll, Brad. This shit is so annoying. We'd fight constantly, and sometimes we'd just leave because be so fed up with it all. You know, I'd just leave. And I, like, after I fucking do everything, of course. But anyways, forgot to mention when our shitty little house got infested with bed bugs. Man, that shit was a nightmare too. I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy. But I left that shithole and ran to Florida with my aunt to go stay with my mom when I was like 17, you know, after high school. Like, or wait, I was still in high school, but fuck school because my sister's got a baby and we got bed bugs and I can't fucking sleep anyways. So I'm like, the only school time I don't get bit is school time's the only time I don't get bit, so I'm not making it anyways. And I thought I could just drop out, and I fucking hate it here anyways, so I ran off and we finally got to Florida. But it was so whack because I knew I was back home turf because everybody was a fucking black man. And this shit is crazy because I got like 6 different black kids and they all got different dads. And stay there, and I'm just fucking over it already. And at this point, I know I'm a minor. I'm like 17, but I was like, fuck it, bro, live it up, YOLO. And we have fun parties and going, just massive amount of people just having fun, cooking goat and playing dominoes, blackest shit I ever seen. But my mom finally got me, and we've been living with my grandpa. My dad finally caught news I was back with my mom, and he's like, what are you doing what are you going to do about school? And I was like, fuck that shit. Obviously it don't matter to nobody anyway. But eventually me and my mom came back to Ohio, and I graduated from online school and moved back in with my dad, and he filed bankruptcy on that house and foreclosed it, so he found an apartment rent in Toposo, and I started working at 18. But oh my god, by 22 or 23 I had enough already, and I always wanted so much more, and I never stopped thinking about the military as an option. So as soon as I graduated, I finally started thinking about it and got in the Marine Corps pulley program and was training my ass off every day. Quit my job and focus more on the military stuff. And here's where it gets shitty, right? I'm in tip-top shape, and a requirement for the Marines when I got there, bro, they immediately start misguiding you, and it's complete bullshit. Like, they have you get on your shoes and step on this thing that measures your feet perfectly, but then when you get in the room where they give you your uniform, I got the one that was too small and slid on the shoe that was the size fucking too small, you know what I mean? And I couldn't like maneuver in that shit. And it just sucks because like they have you rush like the entry part when you're actually in there, but the whole time of you training like takes forever, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bullshit how they work in there, and they all do drugs in there too. It's fucking strange. Like, have you work your ass off and be ready, and then the fucking pamphlet and requirements aren't even the requirements that you actually need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of it's basically fat camp unless you're skinny, bro, or fit. It's fucking weird how that shit is. Like, all them body types are real, bro, but and like you better pick the right clothes if you're a certain body type at the moment, because like I picked the wrong ones and that fucked me. But it didn't until the last second. But like there were a lot of times where I realized I couldn't maneuver in this shit, and like it was so fucking tight that my stomach hurt. And I didn't eat anything, you know. But like fucking people were like chowing, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? But it's weird. Anyways, but they say I said fucking who knows, man, so cringe. But part of the shit that rush you to, like, they don't even have time to see if the goddamn shit fits or not. You just grab and go. Like, I'm like, wow, some helpful organization, laugh my ass off. Oh Lord, I'll get into that as well. But okay, I'm just like, where should you be getting dressed? And fucking the Marines that are already Marines are smoking weed, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I joined to get away from all that shit. And, you know, and they're doing the same shit, and it's retarded. I couldn't believe my own eyes, but I was not surprised after I picked the wrong clothes. I basically fucked myself out the door, and I was like, yeah, I passed medical and everything. And then they find out how organized these fucking eggheads are. Like, these people, I shit you not, you give you all this shit, and you have to like stamp your name and shit on a piece of tape, and shit's so cringe. And people were losing all their stamps, so I'd give one to someone, because, you know, I thought that was the right thing to do, and they never give it back for some shit, and the people still couldn't do basic exercises, and like, it's so dumb, man. They were just all over the place. I don't even know how I made it that long in there, because like, I was organized, bro. These people were fucking psychotic. They have no organization skills at all. But anyways, well, I'm like, that's okay. And my clothes don't fit, but you can't do the requirements. You're too fat to do the requirements. Like, my clothes might not fit, but I can fucking do a sit-up, you know. It took to get in there, and honestly, it made me feel like the training outside the facility or the facility was for nothing, because they told us you're going to get sick, and I'm thinking in my head, well, not if you're fucking healthy, right? But that just proved my point even further. Like, a lot of these people are just unhealthy as fuck, and it made me upset, because like, they say you're supposed to be a team, and then while you're in there, you know, your story, and you start singling you out, and say they don't say team, but you get singled out for every little thing. It's just such bullshit. And then they treat some better than others, despite how you overwork they ass. You know what I mean? And they, like, you could be the strongest one there, but it doesn't matter. They just all fake as fuck, like the police, man. I can't believe half the time our world is ran by these double-sided dino brains. And like, the part that pissed me off the most was that people can't run. Yeah, that's the part that pissed me off the most. Like, people can't run. Like, what the fuck? You're telling me you're gonna go in a battlefield and can't make it 1 mile? Or chin-ups, they can't do chin-ups. Like, what is this shit, you know? The guys couldn't even do chin-ups. And these dudes slide, but then they pick you on you. And it just reminds me of my dad. Like, smaller, like, I swear the drill instructors are like 5'6", trying to scream at you, and you want to laugh because it's like a manlet screaming at you. You can smoke them easy in training. And then, like, these pussies, bro, they look at you like they scared of you when they size of 3 of you. I'm like, how you get in there, bro, with a fucking fupa? I'll never know. The world's so crazy like that, though. Like, I'm like, my good-looking friends went bald and fat, like, quicker than shit. Death, I've noticed, just comes so fast, bro. I honestly can't wait. Either every day is just annoying, but yeah. But a month left at the end of the Marine Corps base, and I knew they were going to scam me. At that point, I knew it. Like, you could tell that they was plotting something against me, because I was doing what was needed to be done. And, I think they call it a few in the proud, because they select literally who they want. Either they suck ass or not, because I made sure I didn't. And I couldn't, and I didn't last either, but, and they probably call it few in the proud, because everyone in there's fucking, like, all that shit's just ran by, like, queer agenda now. But anyways, nobody cared. But one day, I said I couldn't, but I still could. Yeah, I was like, I can't do this shit, but I still was doing it, because, like, they always, like, single me out, so I figure I'd fucking, like, tell them that I couldn't, but be doing it anyways, and that was a mistake, I guess. They don't do mouth, I guess, even though everyone else was, like, a cocky fuck. But anyway, it doesn't matter about them being cocky fucks, even though they're all fat and can't do the shit anyway. I think, honestly, that's why they didn't let me in anyway, was because I could do shit. You know what I mean? Like, because I was capable of doing things is the reason why I fucking got fired. But it just reminds me a lot of real life, too. Like, if you, in real life, you can do a lot of things, and they'll fire you, too. But they just want someone who's fucking will, like, take the bare minimum and be the sloppiest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, where am I with this shit? How fucking, I'm like 20, 30 minutes in this one.
And she trusts us anyway.
Fuck!
Is it here? All right, Joe. Hang tight. T, I got it.
Good. I'm headed your way.
Be careful.
Careful. Have you seen this town? It'll be a fucking miracle if I get there in one piece.
Ah, splendid. Fucker. Okay. I'm going the right fucking direction.
You're gonna be okay, Joe.
So you're a little late. Yeah. I know.
Come on. This shit better work.
Oh, it's working, champ.
Tyrell. What the hell happened?
Attention all citizens. The contagion spreading throughout the city has been designated uncontainable. On October 1st, Raccoon City will be completely destroyed by missile strike. All residents capable of rational
What a dream that would be.
This is not a test. Attention all citizens.
Man, that's only a day away. There's still people in the city. You think Uncle Sam gives a shit? Fuck. Here they come. Oh, you sit tight. I got this. You better grab some gear. Sounds like there's a lot of them out there.